Hi, everybody. How are you doing? No, really, how are you? You know what? We are right in the thick of this wonderful, beautiful, expansive energy. I thought this would be a good time for us all just to check in with ourselves and see how are we doing? Just to ask yourself, how am I doing right now? How are you doing? Because this is a huge amount of energy that we're working with right now, and depending on where you're at in this process, you could be experiencing it in a couple of different ways. You might be feeling this wonderful, huge expansion of abundance and excitement about what's coming next for you or what you're supposed to do next. You could be feeling that. And then at the same time, that amount of energy can feel overwhelming still, even in a positive way. So it might be good to check in with that. But you could also be feeling overwhelmed by what's trying to come up in you emotionally that's wanting to be released and set free. Like, what are some old thoughts, patterns, ways of being that we want to release and let go of so you can move into that more full kind of energy that we're talking about here. So I thought this would be a nice time to walk you through a quick little exercise that will allow you to get in touch with what's going on inside of your physical body and to just be embodied in this experience. So if you'd like to join me, I would love to have you. And if you're standing, that's great. You can also sit to do this. Regardless, if you're standing, I would just recommend that you draw your attention to your feet and get really in touch with the earth underneath you. Feel the balls of your feet and the heels of your feet, get them nicely planted on the ground. And if you're sitting, then I would say just draw your attention to your seated bones. Make sure that they're nicely connected to whatever is supporting you underneath you. And then from there, I would just ask you to draw your attention to your feet and to begin to see if you can feel into your toes without moving them. Can you be aware of your big toe and the second toe? If you need to move them to get in touch, that's fine. But if you can do this with just your mind, let's just go there. Can you feel your third toe and your fourth toe and your pinky toe? Can you feel that? We don't really think about that area of our body very often. More often than not, when we're using it unconsciously. So we're not really conscious of that part of our body. So what I want to do is bring us into the fullness of our body, bring all of our presence into the fullness of our body for what we're about to do right now. So if you can draw your attention to your toes and see if you can feel into that, and the tops of your feet, the bottom of your feet, you could just feel into that. And then what I would ask you to do is go ahead and take one of your hands, place one of them over your heart, is the other one over your abdomen. And it doesn't really matter which hand you use. Sometimes I'll put my right hand over my heart and my left hand over my abdomen, or I'll switch them up. Just depends on the day. So whatever feels best to you is really what you should do. And then once we've done that, what I would ask you to do is just bring your focus to your breath, not changing it at all. We're just drawing our attention to it, just so you can be aware of what your breathing is like. Are you getting a full extension on the breath? In other words, when you breathe in, is your chest sort of expanding a little bit and your abdomen pushing all the way out? And then when you exhale, is it your abdomen going all the way in and completely expelling that air? Or are you breathing shorter, like more from the top? It's just bringing some awareness to what your breathing pattern is right now. And then what I would ask you to do is go ahead and now start to focus on that breath. So we're going to take some full breaths in and out. Like I said, when you breathe in, you want to breathe in through your nose, allow your chest to expand, the abdomen to come out. And then when we exhale, you're going to go ahead and push your abdomen in and let your lungs completely expel that air. We'll breathe in through our nose and we'll exhale through our mouth. And I will guide you through that process right now. So let's just take a nice inhale through the nose. Letting that lungs expand, the abdomen goes out, and then exhale through the mouth. Go ahead and push that abdomen in. Let that air expel from your lungs. Let's do that one more time. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. And once more, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Now that you've done that, I would just ask you to draw your attention to your hands. Feel them against your body. Take note of what it feels like for your hands to rest against your body. Can you bring your awareness to your fingers, your thumbs, your pointer finger, index finger, ring finger, pinky finger, just being aware of what that sensation feels like on your body. And now if you'd like to, you can close your eyes Draw your attention inward towards your torso. Can you feel your heart? Can you hear the sound of your heart? Do you feel any sensations at all in this part of your body? Do you see any colors, thoughts, maybe a sound? If any of this feels overwhelming to you at any point, please stop the process. Open your eyes and shake your body, shake your hands and your feet, and get yourself back into the present moment. This is not an exercise to see how far you can push yourself. Right now, we're not examining what comes up. We're just taking note that there may be something there. So it's just an opportunity to become familiar with the messages that your body is giving you, or that there are messages. So are you feeling anything? For me right now, I'm feeling like this warmth right here in my abdominal area. It's probably because I've had a pretty good day. So it's feeling really nice and lovely right now. But whatever you're feeling, just take note of it. You don't need to examine it or qualify it or try to figure out what it means. We're not really doing that right now. You can do that exercise. I would encourage you, if you're going to go deeper into what you're feeling, that you do that with a support system around you, whether it's a therapist or someone who can help you navigate what might come up, because you never know, it could be surprising. You just want to make sure you have the right support in place if you're going to go into a deeper inquiry, unless you've done this before, in which case you kind of know what your limits are, or if you're able to trust yourself enough to stop when you need to stop so that it doesn't become overwhelming for you. But what are you feeling right now? Just become aware of that. What are the sensations that are happening? Maybe you're feeling some sensations elsewhere, like in your legs, your thighs, in your feet, your arms and your shoulders, maybe even in your head somewhere. If you're feeling anything at all, just draw your attention and be aware that it's happening, that you're feeling that there's something going on there. We're just taking time to connect to our body. And if you don't feel anything, that's okay too. It may take you a few times of doing this before anything comes up for you, and that's perfectly fine. But if you're feeling anything or not, what we're going to do now is just take a nice inhale, exhale out of the mouth. One more. Draw your attention to your fingers and toes. Now you could begin to move them freely. Shake your hands out. Shake your legs and your feet. This is a really good exercise to do to help move energy through your body, is shaking. Really good way to do that. Then I would ask you to just rub your hands together. Rub them together. Place them on your face. Take a deep breath in and exhale out of your mouth. Do it a couple times. Rubbing the hands together again. And we're going to pat all over. Oh, feels really good. Pat. Feels really invigorating to me, but see how it feels for you. If it doesn't feel good, then don't do it. But if it does feel good, then do it. Pat. It's a good way to help you regulate the nervous system too. And then once you've done that, you can go ahead and give yourself a nice embrace. So like giving yourself love for taking the time to actually check in and see how you're doing. And it is proven that hugging yourself has the same effect to your brain as if somebody else is doing it. Those same endorphins that they call the feel-good hormone gets released in your brains, even if you hug yourself. And a lot of us are short in that endorphin. We just don't know it. So give yourself a nice hug. You might want to give yourself a nice neck massage too while we're here. And shake it out one last time. And you know what? Go ahead and just offer yourself some gratitude for taking the time to actually love yourself, to be a friend to yourself. In the same way that you would ask a friend, how are you doing today? Sometimes we ask total strangers how they're doing with great sincerity, and we often neglect to do the same for ourselves. So give yourself a moment of gratitude for actually taking this time to check in with yourself. If this has been helpful to you, and I hope that it has, I would just ask that you like, share, subscribe, all that jazz for more content. And I just want to thank you for being here. And I would say I hope you're having a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you. And of course, as always, may you ever live inspired. Right, Muna? Thank you. Bye.